So here we are with all our ends weaved in. It looks so much better now, doesn't it? And now we are going to join the top part of our tea cozy. So I'm going to slip knot my new collar onto my hook, and I'm going to go to the first stitch of the next round, or the next row. I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over and pull up a loop as we've done on all the other rows, yarn over and pull through 2 to attach our yarn, and then I'm going to chain 2 to create a double crochet, and into that same stitch I'm going to do one more double crochet, just one more this time, not 2. So we've got 2 double crochets. I'm now going to do clusters across the next 10 gaps. So we're going to do 10 clusters across. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And into the last stitch of this row, on this half, we're going to do 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. So we have 2 double crochets into our first stitch, then we have 10 double crochet clusters, and then we have 2 double crochets into our last stitch. We're going to pick up the opposite side now, we're not cutting the yarn anymore, and into that first stitch, and you're going to do this tightly, we don't want to leave a gap. Into that first stitch we're going to do 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. So we've joined the T-spout hole together. We're now going to do clusters across the next 10 gaps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then into the last stitch of this row, we're going to do 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. So we've done exactly the same on this side. We've done 2 double crochets and then a set of 10 double crochet clusters, and then 2 double crochets into our last stitch, and then we're going to bring the start and the end together, and we're going to do a slip stitch into the top of that first double crochet to join. Chain 1, and I'm going to fasten off because I will be changing colours, but you'll carry on if you're using the same colour. And that was our joining round. So let's have a look at what we have. We currently have what we're going to call 24 clusters. The space between the 2 double crochets, we're going to count that as a gap on both sides. So that's going to be classed as a gap. And either side, we're going to count them as clusters. So we have 10 3 double crochet clusters, and we have 4 2 double crochet clusters, so we have 24 clusters all together. So starting at the back of our work, which is where the bottom is open, we're going to join our new colour, which is orange. So we're going to slip knot onto hook. I'm going to insert my hook into the gap, because we're working between gaps, into the gap between the back 2 double crochet clusters, yarn over and pull up a loop, so there are 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2, and then I'm going to chain 2 to make our first double crochet, and then I'm going to do another 2 double crochets into that gap to make our first cluster, 1 and 2. So I've made our first cluster between the 2 double crochets. I'm now going to do clusters in all the gaps around. So at the end of this round, we're going to have 24 clusters. And also, we're going to repeat this round until the tea cosy is at the height that you want it. But for the sake of this, which is just going to be for a medium-sized teapot, we're going to repeat this row twice. So make note of this row, that if you have an extra tall tea cosy or teapot, you will repeat this row as many times as you need. So I'm doing clusters in all the gaps all the way around, and at the end of this row we will have 24 clusters. Always remember as well, depending on what type of yarn you use, when you steam or block it at the end, they always tend to stretch a little bit. I tend to work with acrylic yarn. That's what this is. This is double knit acrylic yarn, and I know that when I steam this, so I will put it on a 30-degree wash, and then I'll let it dry, and then I'll steam it on medium with my hand steamer, and this is going to become bigger because the fibres soften, and I always prefer the way it looks then anyway. So I've got the 2 double crochets on the other side, and I'm going to work between them just as though that was a normal gap to create a cluster. Then continue working down the opposite side. Okay, last cluster, 1, 2 and 3, and then we're going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 to join and fasten off, ready for our next colour. So I'm going to repeat row 6 one more time with my new colour yarn, slip knot onto hook in between any gap. Let's start where we fastened off. In between any clusters, we're going to join our yarn and chain 2 to make a double crochet. Then we're going to do another 2 double crochets into that spot to make a cluster, and then we are going to do clusters in all gaps around. So again, at the end of this round we'll have 24 clusters. And then I'm going to start to reduce the size of my tea cosy at that point. But you keep going until you're happy with the height. And at the end of that round, we're going to slip stitch into the top of the first stitch to join and fasten off. And now I'm going to begin my decreases. So for the decrease round, we're going to be following the pattern of 2 double crochet cluster, 2 double crochet cluster, 3 double crochet cluster, and we're going to do that all the way around. So let's put that into practice. So into any of the gaps from the previous round, we're going to insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both, and then chain 2 to create our first double crochet. And I'm going to do one more double crochet into that spot. So I've done 2 double crochets into that gap. Into the next gap, I'm going to do 2 double crochets. And then into the next gap, I'm going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So we have 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets, and we're going to repeat that all the way around 2, 2, 3. So 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, and 3. 2, 2, and 3. 2, 2, and 3. 2, 2, and 3. And then we repeat that one more time. 2, 2, and into the last gap, 3. Slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 to join and fasten off. Chain 1 and fasten off. So for the next decrease round, we're going to be doing 2 double crochet clusters into all the spaces. So we're going to join our yarn between any gap the way we have the whole time. So we're going to join with a single crochet and chain 2. So we've got a double crochet, and we're going to do another double crochet into that same spot for 2 double crochets. And now into all the gaps, we're going to do 2 double crochet clusters all the way around. So no more 3 clusters, we're doing 2 double crochet clusters into every space around. Last one. Slip stitch into the top of the chain 2, chain 1 and fasten off. So for our next decrease round, we are going to do 3 double crochets in one gap, skip a gap, 3 double crochets in the next gap, skip a gap, and that's how we're going to decrease on this round. So we're going to join our yarn in any gap and do chain 3, and into that same space I'm going to do another 2 double crochets to make a 3 double crochet cluster. And then I'm going to skip the next gap and go straight to the next one and do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Skip the next gap, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Skip and 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Skip the next, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. So this is really pulling the rounds together now. Skip and do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, skip and 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, skip and 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, skip, 3 double crochets, skip and 3 double crochets, skip and 3, 1, 2, 3, skip and 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then we're going to slip stitch. We skip the next one and slip stitch into the top of the first stitch, chain 1 to join and fasten off. So we have 12 clusters now, and we have 3 double crochet. We have 12 3 double crochet clusters. So we have 36 stitches currently. We have 36 double crochets at the moment. So this is going to be the last colour change, because I'm going to use this next colour to finish off the top of the hat, because we are going to do one more round of double crochet decreases, and then we're going to go on to single crochet, and then the pom-pom at the very top is going to hide most of this. So what we're going to do is 2 double crochets into all these spaces. So we're going to reduce from 36 stitches to 24. So let's join our yarn in any gap and create a double crochet, and then do another double crochet into that same space, and now do 2 double crochets into all the gaps around. Slip stitch into the top to join. So now we are going to be single crocheting and not double crocheting anymore, and we are going to be single crocheting 2 stitches and then single crocheting 2 stitches together, and we're going to do that 6 times. So we're going to reduce all the way from 24 stitches to 18. So we're going to single crochet 2, 1 and 2, and then I'm going to single crochet 2 together. And to do that, I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert my hook into the second stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all stitches. And that's how I'm going to do my reductions, or my single crochet 2 stitches together. So that was our 3rd stitch. I'm going to single crochet for stitch number 4 and 5, and then I'm going to decrease for number 6. So single crochet 2 together for number 6, then single crochet 7 and 8, and decrease for stitch number 9. Single crochet 10 and 11, and then decrease for stitch number 12. Single crochet 13 and 14, decrease for stitch number 15, and then single crochet 16 and 17, and then decrease for stitch number 18. I'm not going to join here, I'm just going to continue around the work. So I'm not going to join, I'm going to go straight onto my next round, which is to decrease from 18 stitches to 12. So I'm going to single crochet 1 and then single crochet 2 together, and I'm going to do that 6 times. Going straight into the first stitch, I'm going to single crochet 1, decrease for 2, single crochet 3, decrease for 4, single crochet 5, decrease for 6, single crochet 7, decrease for 8, single crochet 9, decrease for 10, single crochet 11, and decrease for 12. Then I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch to join, chain 1 and fasten off, and I'm going to leave a bit of a tail because I'm going to use this tail to close this hole. So I'm going to put, just looking for my favourite needle, I'm going to put my embroidery, I'm going to put my yarn onto my embroidery needle, and then on this last round I'm going to go around and pick up the front loops only of all the remaining 12 stitches, the last 12 stitches. I'm going to go around and pick up the front loop of all these stitches. And when I have got them all, I'm going to pull and close that hole. And then I'm going to weave the yarn underneath, or place the yarn underneath, and this is where I can weave the yarn in now. I want to make sure this is really secure, so I'm going to weave it, and I'm even going to knot it a couple of times. So I'm going to pass it all the way around until I'm happy that it's nice and secure, and then I'm going to cut it off. So there we are, and I'm going to cut the yarn tail off. I'm going to weave in the rest of the tails that I have, and then I'll show you the next part. The next thing we're going to do is create the straps for the bottom of our Tea Cosy. So with whatever colour you want, I'm going to use the pink, purple, magenta. And I'm going to chain 50. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 21 again, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49 and 50. And then I'm going to pick up the bottom. We're going to be working in the opposite side of our foundation chain. So the very first row we made, I'm going to be single crocheting in the back side, the opposite side of the foundation chain. So I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So I've done a single crochet, and I'm just going to evenly single crochet all the way across in the back loops, the bottom part of the foundation chain. I'm going to single crochet all the way across to the opposite side of the bottom of our Tea Cosy. And when we've finished the single crochet around the body, we're going to chain another 50. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39 and 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 46, 47, 48, 49 and 50. So you could fasten off here if you don't mind the straps being a little bit thinner, but I like the straps to be a little bit thicker. So I'm going to do one more row of single crochet all the way back along this chain that we've made, just to make it a little bit more thicker. So I'm going to chain an extra one, and then from the second chain from hook, I'm going to single crochet right back down all these 50 chains, back across all the bottom and back down all of these chains, and then I can fasten off. But I think the tie looks better when it's double the size, not just a chain length, so it's got double thickness. So I'll work my way all the way back across, and I'll meet you back here at the very end to fasten off, and then we can go on to making our pom-pom. So my last couple of stitches, and then I'm going to chain one, fasten off, and now I'm going to weave in both of these yarn tails. It's looking a little bit like a hat now, isn't it? So I can't find my embroidery needle that I like my favourite one. So I'm having to deal with this one. I don't like it. Do you have a favourite needle and a favourite hook? Some of my hooks I've had for so long, they've just fallen apart, but I still like using them better than the new ones. So, weaving them ends. Cut off. And I think that the straps look better, that bit thicker. And then all you need to do is tie it onto your kettle. And there you have the back side where your handle is, and you have the front side where your tea spout goes through. So it's looking really good. And we're going to do one last thing. We're going to make a pom-pom for the top of it. So the last thing I'm going to do is make a pom-pom, and I have just searched my whole house and I can't find my pom-pom maker, so I'm going to have to do it the good old-fashioned way. So I'm currently moving house, and it appears that I have packed up most of my craft stuff, including my pom-pom makers. So instead I'm going to use a toilet roll insert, the toilet roll cardboard. I'm going to pick the colour that I want the pom-pom to be in, and I'm going to pick the magenta colour. And I'm going to wrap. This is the way I used to make pom-poms when I was in school. Okay, so you can keep going for as long as you want. Get the fluffiest pom-pom you can. If you were using a pom-pom maker, I always used a 3.5 inch one to make the pom-poms for these tea cozies. But I'm going to end it there. I'm going to cut the yarn, and then I'm going to cut a big length as well, so that it's ready for us to tie it together. So I'm going to hold the yarn, I'm going to fold the insert and pull it out, trying to keep the yarn together. And then, oh, it's so complicated. I'm going to pop it in the middle of my yarn and tie this in a big knot. Oh, there we go. I was so scared. I was so scared I was going to drop it. So let's double knot that a couple of times. Knot and knot and knot. So I'm going to keep these bits long because I'll use them to sew it shortly onto the top of the tea cozy. I keep wanting to say the top of the hat, but obviously that's not what we're making. So now I can take my scissors and I can cut either side to make the pom-pom open. I'm not suggesting this is the best way to make a pom-pom, but this is the only way that I have right now until I am in my new house with my new craft room. So take a little bit of time cutting all the loops open, or as I say, just use your pom-pom maker. That's not so bad for a toilet tube pom-pom. So now we need to cut it so it's all the same size. So let's do a little bit of preening. I'll do this by flattening the pom-pom and then just cutting whatever sticks out at the top. And I just keep doing this in all directions. Is it my favourite pom-pom I've ever made? No, it's not. But it's going to do the job for now. It's going to do the job. So let's move all that dust out the way. I'm going to bring the Tea Cosy back in, and with these 2 yarn tails I'm going to put them on my embroidery needle and poke them both straight through the hat at the very top, but don't put them through the same stitch. So I'm going to put both of these tails through, so that's 1. And that's 2. And then I can turn the Tea Cosy inside out, and I'm going to tie this in a couple of double knots. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then I'm going to weave the ends in. Trim. And we are done. And there is our finished Tea Cosy. I really hope you liked this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up now. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. This Tea Cosy is intended for my sister, who is also moving house, and she's moving this Friday. And the old Tea Cosy that I made from her, she's had it for many years now. It's a little bit battered, so this will be a nice little housewarming gift for her. If you do make these Tea Cosys, I'd love for you to share it with me on Instagram using the hashtag Teenie Crochets. And other than that, I really hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.